I guess the reason that the hotel is there is to kind of entrap or get dirt on celebrities or politicians or public figures, basically, because they have two-way mirrors that they set up so they can record what's going on inside that specific room. And that's what Miles ends up telling Father Flynn. Or he tells Dakota actually that he's seen horrible things in these rooms, and there's a specific person that they talk about, which I want to know. I want to get your thoughts on. But he says, I got a call from management, and they said that this very popular guy who talks a lot and he's really great. I was supposed to record him in the room. He's like, but he was so nice to me, and no one's ever nice to me. No one cares about me, but he cared about me. He's like, and I told him that he never went to the room or whatever he said, but he ended up keeping the film of whatever happened in that room. They never specifically say who was in that room. Did you have any thoughts or theories on or who you thought was in there?
Okay, so Miles, he specifically, like you kind of just said, he says that he management tells him to record specific celebrities when they go in there, and I guess it's like to record like their sexual activities for blackmail on them, correct?
Yeah, have some type of leverage over them.
So then he ended up filming this mystery celebrity with a girl, and then he felt bad about it, Miles did, and hid the footage, hid the film, and told management that that nothing ever happened, and a woman never came in. He never had any company, pretty much. And then, for some reason, within our story, Flynn, or Jeff Bridges, is really interested, once he figures out that this is like some kind of, that it's like a sketchy hotel, and Miles kind of confides in him because he's supposedly a priest, and Flynn basically tells him, like, you gotta show me like where that film is, and he does, and he sees who it is, and he's pretty shocked by it. But they do this thing where they leave it up to your interpretation as to who it's supposed to be. For me, because this is the beginning of the film, when they're showing the aftermath,
the TV, right?
And the robbery and everything, and when was it Nick Offerman like hides the money in one of the rooms under the floorboards. It's 1959, and then 10 years passed. So it doesn't actually say, but it's 1969. So some possible figures. They also make it known that whoever this guest celebrity is also no longer living. They are.
Yeah, because don't they say that he was shot or he was killed, right?
Yes, that he's dead. So that would lead me to believe that it's possibly JFK.
Yeah.
High profile, somebody that definitely people would be looking to have dirt on, or possibly even more, what's the word? Prolific, Martin Luther King Jr. Because they both were, were assassinated in the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I didn't even go for Martin Luther King. Wow, I didn't. I my first thought when I heard the at the end, I think when they say, "Oh, isn't he dead?" or he was killed, wasn't he, or something like that. That's what they say. I thought, oh, it's either JFK, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's his brother.
Could have been, yeah.
I know they were both shot. But yeah, totally. Oh my God, I did not even think about Martin Luther King. Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, so it could have been. I would say either JFK or Martin Luther King. Now that you said that, I don't. That totally like I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
For me, because at least the way that everyone's acting, they make it seem like it's very blasphemous, this person doing these sexual acts, you know what I mean? So I feel like if it was Martin Luther King Jr., it would make sense, because he was like highly looked up to, and nobody could really, they didn't really have anything on him, you know what I mean? And the fact that at the end of this movie, they end up, burning the film and have no interest in throwing, dragging this, whoever this person is, their name through the mud. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, they kind of leave it ambiguous. So yeah, like you said, it's up for interpretation as to what we want to, or who we want to think was on the tape. And I like the fact that they, like you said, they burned it, so there's never really any clear indication on who it was.
Remember even Billy Lee, the way that he's like, is that who I think it is?
Yeah. Oh, I thought I really enjoyed, because we're just talking about, you just brought him up again. I really enjoyed his accent. Like you said, you can definitely tell that Chris Hemsworth was like into that role. And the only thing that sucks that I'm thinking about now, that when you mentioned you said the was it the budget or the box office was 31 million, right?
Yeah, so it took 32 million to make, and it only brought back in 31. So this flopped big.
Yeah, I think that was a huge thing as well as to why, at least for me, I know I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, that movie sucks. Like, it didn't make anything." And then that might have swayed me not to go see it in theaters, or I might have just not had time to go see it during that specific time when it was out. But I'm sure glad that I actually bought it and got to see it. But it kind of sucks to think that people think, or some people would think, this was a flop, or wasn't a successful film. I mean, yeah, people didn't get to see it, or people didn't go to see it. I don't know if it just didn't pull, it was the wrong timing, or what movies came out at the same time that this did. But yeah, I think for me, at least, I just heard people say, "Oh, that movie's not good."
I just think that it came out at a weird time. It's obviously like, this is a niche. It's a noir picture.
Yeah.
It has you have to think about this stuff like A24 films. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
They're not going to make a shit ton of money, but they're critically loved. That's why, okay, The Northman, they gave Robert Eggers a big budget, right? Here, do whatever you want. And now people are saying that that's flopping, but it's like, you have to think about the audience. This is still very The Northman is a very art house style movie, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily going to bring in fucking Batman money. It's just not going to happen, So I don't know. I find that it's kind of unfair. I don't know if maybe they just overspent on this. It's kind of insane to me that it took so much money, especially with everyone taking pay cuts. Maybe it was getting the rights for all the music that they used.
Yeah, I was gonna say if everyone pretty much took cuts to be in this, you can tell that at least they saw the potential and what this could be.
Yes.
And then also, so I wouldn't say the main cost. Yeah, but I'm agreeing with you that I think that the music, just the music in general, is what was the majority of this budget. And then probably set design on top of that, which I love the design of this set. Just the lobby itself was amazing of the El Royale. I thought that was beautiful,
especially because this obviously the El Royale doesn't actually exist. This was a completely the hotel was built on a soundstage for them. So it's like
that's crazy.
Yeah, the whole thing is fake.
That's insane just to build all that. That's so cool though.
Yeah. Right. What was there was a certain scene, that I wanted to talk about that took, because it's one continuous shot. So towards the beginning of the film, what's John Hamm's name? Laramie?
Laramie Seymour.
Yeah. So Laramie, he obviously is he's pitched himself as a salesman. He's obviously more than that. We know because he tears apart his room and everything and finds all these bugs, and then he ends up going to talk to the concierge, who is Miles, and then Laramie finds him in the back room, spun out, basically asleep, still with the needle in his arm, and Laramie takes this chance to kind of go behind the scenes of the hotel and see what's really going on. He ends up breaking into this back room that leads to this huge corridor of two-sided two-way mirrors for each room. So then, there's like this unbroken shot that's incredible that shows Laramie peeping in on everybody that we've just been introduced to and what they're doing. So that, he walks by, he sees Flynn tearing up the floorboards to his room, moves down, he sees Darlene practicing singing. That's when we figure out that he figures out, he presses this little box and it allows you to hear the audio as well. And, she's singing for like 10 minutes. This goes on.
Oh, yeah.
An unbroken shot, and I think it took them something like, I don't know, like 28 days or something, like prepping and getting that shot, and it took like several hours after rehearsing it so many times to actually get it like nailed down, because it's one like one unbroken shot where the the cinematography crew that was in there had to wear like these special shoes that don't make any sound because of her singing, and like the clothes had to be padded so that you couldn't hear, because obviously you're in this isolated corridor, you can hear a pin drop, you know what I mean? So there was all of these crazy things that they had to figure out to pull off that scene. But thinking back on it, it's one of the best like reveals. Because something shady is up with the El Royale, but you don't know exactly what. And there's just something so iconic about when John Hamm goes back there and he's just walking up and down, especially with Cynthia Erivo's fucking, just singing like nonstop. Just a beautiful scene, man.
Yeah, it is. I was just realized that Miles, or the actor who plays Miles, he was in The Strangers Pray at Night.
Oh, he's the son.
Yeah, he's the brother. Yeah, the son.
That's crazy. Yeah, I had never. Huh.